right. Hello, this is Malamic Art and my name is Mikki. I'm back with a oil painting little tutorial here. The best way to start with oils is to squeeze your primary colors that you're going to be using out in little piles, as you see here. And I have a black, actually. I'm in a really deep dark brown, which is a raw umber. And I have a really nice, what is it, a yellow, let me see if I can look at it here. Let's see, it is a yellow ochre, I think. And I have an actual, which they call flesh tone, which I just call it pink. And I had red and white. And I've been using a lot of white, and I didn't think I would. So anyway, you get your base colors, and I have a yellow here, and I don't know why, I just squeezed it out thinking I was going to be using it. But if you haven't used your paints in a while and they're looking kind of rough, you might want to put a little Gamsol or some sort of terpenoid and mix so you can thin it out, because when you're working with a painting, you work from lean, which is things that are filled out with something that dries quickly, to fat, and then later on in your top layers you would add oils to your paint in order to go with the lean to fat ratio. This prevents cracking and etc. But your first layer, start out with thinning it with some sort of terpenoid kind of thing, and then you would just color block in the main colors, like I did this skin tone, the dark brown, and the background, and then I started working in details from there. And so far this is where we're at. I still have to go in with some very tiny brushes and maybe something like this, or even smaller, to work in the detail. I'm still fighting with her nose. So, and the paint is still wet. It should be wet for 1 to 2 days, and after about 2 days it'll create a film. Another thing I do is this little handy brush holder sort of separates all the colors that you're working with, because with oil you can't just wash your brush in water. You just kind of have to work with the brushes that have the paint on them. So this steady brush is really great just to hold your colors. Like I have a flesh tone over here, I have just a detail brush here, I have this one is sort of dried out so that I can blend. This one is for the hair. This one was to when I work on an edge here, I can use that green brush to sort of make sure that the this line stays. And this is just my gray, so I had worked in some grays here in the corner. So there's just a little quick recap of what I've got going on here, and thanks for joining me, and I'll see you in the next one. Okay, so I just finished this piece, and I think it's finished. And here I just kind of want to show you my cleanup process, because oil is a process to get prepared, as you saw, and a process to clean up. So here is the mess that I have, as well as all of the brushes I used. And I've actually put them in odorless mineral spirits in this. This is a container for oil painters, where it has a little grate inside, and you can scrub your brushes against it, and the paint will actually fall to the bottom in like a sediment, and then the top mineral spirits will be clean again. So you can do this repeatedly, and then you can just close it up. And honestly, it's not that stinky in here, and which I'm pleased about. This is really what makes oil paint smell, is the turpentine that you use, or the mineral spirits. So you can buy things like this Gamsol that don't smell at all, that you can clean your brushes with as well, but I kind of like to use that for the paint. When you're done with this and you have like a bunch of paint left over, you can get a piece of plastic film and just put it right over this. This palette is actually one of those rip-off, tear-off wax paper ones, and I can either just ball this up and throw it away and throw my paint away, or I can get a piece of plastic and just put it over this, and then take this sheet off and throw it in the freezer, and it'll just last forever. Well, you know, within reason. So that's about it. That's where I'm at. And now that I've cleaned my brushes with the mineral spirits, I'm going to go get some soap and wash them again in the sink. And if you're worried about toxins, clean these in your bathroom rather than your kitchen sink. I don't know, that's what I do. All right, thanks for joining me. Here's the final, and I missed oils. Thanks for joining me, and we'll see you in the next one.